time. You and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half, but there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done. But I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on, but apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds, so really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line.
Well, not one you see often there as he fails to keep it between the sidelines, and that is a penalty every time, and going to give this offense better field position.
And it's every kickoff guy's nightmare, isn't it? Because you don't see yourself doing this, and most of the time you don't.
No, bottled up, fumble. It's out, it's loose, and it's picked up by the Eagles. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
101 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
They keep it with Barkley on first down. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box.
Touchdown! Odell Beckham from 17 yards out.
And the Eagles are closing in on win number 10 as they extend this fourth quarter lead. Eagles offense staying out there. Of course, Hurts always a threat to run. They'll go for 2.
They'll look to throw. And, boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more.
I think this is just going to be a function of the times we live in now. Very similar to the bat flip in baseball. Everyone's got to start to get comfortable with this. But to me, this is just rubbing it in. You got a big lead. Go ahead and take the extra point. One thing to keep in mind, though, karma's still out there, and sometimes it has a way of catching up with you.
And Washington going to come back out here to take over offensively. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Jalen Carter in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Operating from the gun, Daniels.
He dumps it to Eckler underneath.
And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line.
Well, a tough situation to overcome here. 3rd and 17.
Back to throw. Daniels. Over the middle, complete. That's Brown.
And he'll be taken down after a pickup of about 7 as the clock will stop here for the 2-minute warning. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back.
They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away.
On the return, it's Rodgers.
Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Eagles will have it taking over 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here with Barkley.
Taken down at the 42.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Running again with Barkley on second down. Ooh, with a juke. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley, and another 1st and 10 here.
54, Mike. 54, Mike. Check, watch 54, watch 54.
Now they try the right side here. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. The 20. 5. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Elliott on for the extra point. And this part of the game's been an adventure thus far, but this one is good. Scoring summary, 3-play drive.
And it ends with a Saquon Barkley touchdown run.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Certainly not what they wanted there, so the football by rule comes out to the 40.
Well, we don't see that often. He just mishit it, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, I know sitting up here, and I'm looking at you, and you're looking at me, and I know we're both thinking the same thing. Isn't it easy enough to keep it between the sidelines? Because unless you're intentionally doing it for some reason, well, that's a costly mishit, and now you put your team in a bad spot.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
On first down, here's Daniels to throw. Out route looking for McLaurin. He's got him.
And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line.
From the 35, back to work on 2nd and 4.
Looking to throw. Daniels. Zacchaeus here hauling it in. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down. So fly, Eagles, fly. It's a victory for Philadelphia. And it was a game where they were off and running in the first quarter, Charles, and never looked back.
You know, partner, after a while, we always say the same thing, don't we? They set the tone early, right? They started fast. So I asked a few of my horse racing friends, do you have a term for me that we can use to cover that? And they said, yeah. When a horse breaks out like that, you say he caught a flyer out of the gate. And that's exactly what this team did today. I mean, they jumped out there, jumped on them, and were never headed.
So for the Eagles, they keep on rolling 10-0 now to start the year. And now they'll have a few extra days before they face the Rams next week.
Meanwhile, for Washington,
it's a loss that sets them back in their playoff push as they fall to 6-5. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.